Team of the Season. One of the most exciting promotions since FIFA 12 that's happened every year, and each time there's a bunch of new players added to the game, actually like hundreds of new players that pretty much destroys the game almost for like a couple of weeks. Some of the most overpowered players in the history of FIFA has come from Team of the Seasons for good reason. And in today's video, we're going to be going from FIFA 12 to FIFA 18 of the best Team of the Seasons. Now, of course, FIFA 18 is just starting. However, it's got a couple of ideas, some new ideas as well, with like objectives and stuff like that, that should make it better than previous ones. And also, some events has a few other things, well, like DKTs, and maybe the entire experience just seems better. So yeah, lads, if you guys do enjoy, smash up some likes, subscribe if you're new, and let me know down below who is the best Team of the Season player you've ever packed in since you've started playing FIFA. For me, it is FIFA 17 Team of the Season Cristiano Ronaldo last year, with 99 red card. I did it in a live stream last year. I'm now gonna go skip it. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! To be fully honest, I'm pretty sure that like most of my best ever pack pulls came last year. It was just so much easier to pack Team of the Season cards. So we're going to get into this video. So yeah, lads, let's get into it. So starting us off with number one, we're going to be starting all the way back to the beginning of Team of the Season, and it was of course FIFA 12. Now the reason why I've put this, by the way, all these events have been all amazing because there's been so many good ass players. Although this is a weird one because it seems so hard to actually pack Team of the Season players. I remember playing FIFA 12 back in those days, and honestly, it was so hard to actually pack these guys because there was no real way to really make any coins other than trading, and trading back in those days was just so much harder to do from what I was able to really tell. And the only real game modes was the tournaments, and that's really it. Of course, there was no divisions back then. Division started back in FIFA 13, but this is where they brought up the blue cards, which, to be fair, they do look insane. I even remember having that Team of the Season Colaccini in my BPL team back in those days, and I thought I was like so good. Also, this was also when they had the formations as well, so you had to get like a formation that suited with the card as well, so like you could change formations of cards. Back in those days, it was mad how they did other leagues. So they had a Northern Europe Team of the Season, and then a Southern Europe. So they had Northern Europe, you had like Bundesliga, and you had Dutch League. I think they had Liga. No, they didn't have Liga. They had Liga in the southern one for some reason. So they had, of course, Milan leagues in there, Liga, and I think they had a few others as well. Probably some like obscure leagues. Yeah, so Portugal. They did have a full La Liga team, which you can see right here. You got 80 Couture in there. We got some. I can see a right mid Santi Cazorla. I can see a midfielder, an 81 rated Team of the Season. So back then, Team of the Season cards wasn't like, like OP as shit straight away. Like, you got 81 La Liga, Team of the Seasons in the main 11. Like, even though you got like 94 rated, I'm presuming Xavi on the bench. I don't know why it didn't, it had 81 rated Michu, but it just did. My favorite Team of the Season player from back in FIFA 12, I want to say, is I didn't really use it only because they were all very expensive, and I didn't have many coins at all. I think my favorite player which I used was that Dede, mainly because he was quite cheap because it was 82 overall, and Dede in a motherfucking centre back was just OP as shit. So 82 Dede, one of my favourite cards. That was mainly because I couldn't really afford much else. So yeah, next in the countdown, and my second least favourite Team of the Season is going to be FIFA 16 Team of the Season. Now the reason why I didn't really like this is because it just, I don't know, maybe it's me, maybe it's just the card designs. I'm not a massive fan of the card designs back then, back in FIFA 16. Of course, it was the first time that EA has implemented the pictures as well for the informs, but for me, I just wasn't a massive fan of these. Now, of course, this was a season that Leicester won the league, so there was like 5-6 like Team of the Season cards that they did for the BPL, for the Leicester players, and for other leagues as well. So we got La Liga, there's EFL. There was also 2 Burnley in Team of the Season as well, which was quite mad. So we got Team of the Season Andre Gray and Team of the Season Ben Me as well, so that was sick. Other leagues as well, like I think it was FIFA 16 that EA first did the EA Team of the Season, so they had like the best of the best in one, that you could all pack at one time. So Ben Arthur's in there, they had Higuain's, Ibra's, Neymar's, the list goes on, for you can even imagine that's in this. And for me, maybe there just wasn't that much to do. I don't know, I'm just not a massive fan of FIFA 16, so maybe that's why I just didn't like that much. Honestly, I just can't even remember like packing many of these. I don't think I packed like, I think I packed like 1 or 2. Like, the pack weight for these seemed really, really low. Maybe it's just me, but some FIFAs, it was much easier to pack Team of the Seasons compared to others. So for this one, I just didn't really like the look of the game, and also the gameplay, and also it just seemed really hard to actually pack these guys. So FIFA 16 team season, that's my second least favourite. Next up of my favourite team of the seasons since dawn of time with FIFA is going to be FIFA 15. Now the reason why this is down below on the countdown is because it's not because they were bad. I like it too, I like all these events. Although this one, similar to, I guess maybe gameplay wise, maybe like how the players felt, I feel like with other FIFAs there were so many like OP players that you just team of the season players from like obscure leagues that you just don't even think about, but I was so sick back in the earlier days. Like if we look at the most consistent, this is the most consistent. We got Marcelo and I got Klein, we got Schneiderlin, Verratti, Jackson Martinez. Now Jackson Martinez, if you compare him back to his FIFA 14 card, which is a previous FIFA, like that card didn't even stand a chance, man. Did not even stand a chance compared to the FIFA 14 one, honestly. So when it comes to players that you just don't kind of expect to be amazing, I feel like there wasn't that many of them compared to previous FIFAs. So that is why FIFA 15 is where it is. I think pack rate for these guys, I remember packing team this season De Gea, I remember packing a few good cards as well. So I feel like the pack rate for FIFA 15 was actually really good. I just feel like there just wasn't that many plays that you wouldn't expect to be good, but that was godlike. So that is why it's in this countdown here. Silver team of the season Dybala. This one was so sought out for, like everyone was making videos about this card. The card just looked amazing, and the actual player, like that was one of the only cards I could think about, like in top of my head, that was like insanely OP. Because as you can see in this photo right now, you can see that 80 rated team of the season Anderson. 80 rated for a team of the season. And look at the stats. Like, what's the point of him even being a team of the season if you're just going to give him so much mess stats? Like, look at the bench as well. Like, we got 80 rated Gabbiadini, 80 rated Luca Toni. Like, what's the point? So, that is why it's in this countdown. Next one, which is going to be FIFA 13 team of the season. This for me is really my most, like, one of my first real goals of team of the season. And, you know, I play the game a lot. I had a decent amount of coins because I played the game a lot as well. And I think I was like, how old was I back in this time? I would have been about like, what, 14, 15? Yeah, about 14, 15. At this time. So of course I didn't have much money to really spend. However, the card designs, this just looks iconic to me. I love the card designs back in FIFA 13. It's so bright, it's almost so in your face. And this also reminds me back to when like KSI and Roller did like pink slips, and that was when it really became a massive thing. In terms of players, I was overpowered as shit. I remember a few players, like I think there was like a team in Lukaku or something ridiculous like that was like insane. I remember using the team obviously some Mandzukic like so much, because like in the air FIFA 13 was pretty good for headers, and he was one of the best players in the game for doing that. So him, and of course like teams and like Ibrahimovic, I love using those cards, man. And I don't know, there's just, I think just the look of the cards, when you open a pack and there's a blue in there, it was like, I just love the aesthetics of the game and how everything looked. So for me, that's kind of why I just kind of prefer it compared to the likes of FIFA 15. So FIFA 13, my favourite player back in those days was definitely that team of the season Mandzukic. And now we've got 2 more to go. I'm not going to add FIFA 18 to this like ranking system because there's really no point, because it's not completed yet. Although from what I've seen so far, with the SBCs, with the objectives, with the DKTs, there's so much more to do. I feel like it will be pretty high on the list in terms of the overall experience, but I can't really put it in there because it's already just really started. Although I'll probably put it in the top 3 already, just from what we've already got. So number 2 for me in this countdown is going to be FIFA 14. That is going to be my second most like favourite team season. Never mind, nothing happened. Hopefully you guys will agree with me, but there's something about the cards that just it's just so, like, I look at the cards and it's just so in your face, it's so bright, it's so beautiful. I remember so many of these players, like that team of the season Yaya Toure, my god, that was like so good. That team of the season Jackson Martinez, there were so many good players in this team this season that I can't even name them all. Of course, Bundesliga was a massive thing. So of course you got Mandzukic in there again. You got Robin, Royce. I remember using that team this season Rodriguez that I linked in with Ibrahimovic and also Ibarbo. Like, so many memories comes with this team season. And of course when you actually pack one, I remember so many packs with like 3, 4, 5 like team of the seasons in a pack. Like, it was quite common to really get like a lot of team seasons in a pack. So there's like one I separate right here. I remember like Roller Show packing so many of these, and it was just the own experience, especially when the World Cup was around at the same time as well. That's what I'm begging that EA just kind of do something similar to this and just give us a ton of players that's OP as shit that you just wouldn't expect them to be. So that means that any player that if you got a lot of coins or a minimum amount of coins, you can make a really good team, a fun team to play as well. and with not even that many coins. I just love the cards. But the reason why I put in FIFA 17 as my favorite team of the season is because just everything, the experience, the SBCs, it was a game changer. It was a game changer. We opened the packs, it had the brand new animations, it was like a walkout, and it was so colourful, and we had the flags down, and every single pack that you opened that had a blue in it, it was so exciting. The anticipation was there, and unlike FIFA 14, when you open a pack, it was just there. For FIFA 17, you knew it was a blue, but you didn't know which one, so like you was there thinking for about 5-10 seconds, thinking, okay, which one is it? And you could do whatever you want, and you could see the flags, and you can use your imagination, so that you can get trolled, or you can get, you can get Danish flag. There could be that Jorgensen guy, or it could be Ericsson. There's so many exciting things about FIFA 17, and that is why I feel like with FIFA 18, it could potentially be the best team of the season promotion, mainly because of the objectives and also the SBCs. That gives so many more players a more likely chance of packing these guys, especially that now they're doing the guaranteed team of the season player packs, and they're giving like 2 of them each week. There's so many leagues, there's so many players, and I'm hoping that they just don't drop it. So FIFA 17, there were so many sick players like the Dembélés. I loved using that team of the season. Dembélé, 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill. So lads, let me know your favourite team of the season event. I'm expecting a lot of FIFA 14s and FIFA 17s. If you think that FIFA 15 or FIFA 13 or FIFA 12 is the best ones, then let me know down below. And yeah lads, thank you guys for watching. My name is Vizeh. I'll see you next time.